Want to reach baller status like the President of the US of A? Well then, you must first purchase the same ridiculously expensive things President Trump owns. Once you've acquired all items on this checklist, you know you've made it to Trump status. We just sure do hope you like Rococo gold-plated items. For more videos to remind you how wacky our world truly is and more facts that may have you lose your faith in humanity, hit that subscribe button. Here's a list of the most expensive things President Trump owns. And remember, God bless America. The famous penthouse. Let's begin with the famous 3-story Trump Tower penthouse, which POTUS has described as literally the best apartment ever built. Located in a building called the Trump Tower on 5th Avenue in New York City, the property is valued at approximately $100 million. The Trump-described Rococo decor of the penthouse apartment features a gold, rose, and beige color palette, which of course includes a 24-karat gold and marble floor, columns, walls, and, well, everything really. A private elevator to and from Mr. Trump's office on a lower floor and boasts what I imagine are many crystal chandeliers. It does not get any classier than this. However, price tag on the city views of Central Park and al fresco paintings of the Trump family are not as ludicrous as the security expenses incurred by the property since the family reached official government status. It can cost anywhere from $100,000 to $400,000 a day to secure the Trump residence, depending on whether or not the president is in town. But the good news for President Trump is that the US taxpayers are picking up the bill to keep his gilded penthouse safe. I wonder what the cost to shine all that gold must be. The $100 million Boeing 757. President Trump's very own Boeing 757 sounds like a chapter out of a hip-hop music video. Worth $100 million, the interior features 24-karat gold-plated seatbelts, sinks, and everything in between, because why not? With a color palette reminiscent of the Trump Tower penthouse, the pillows on this jet are embroidered with the family crest. It features several entertainment areas, screening rooms, comfy couches, bedrooms, all a la Trump style. Powered by Rolls-Royce engines and with a capacity of 47 passengers, everything that could be custom-made on this flying vessel is. Because what are your millions for if not for flying in style? Cue the hip-hop backup dancers. Bring the same cleaning supplies to shine the gold as they use in the penthouse. We're gonna need them if we're flying on the Trump Boeing 757. Extravagant taste equals extravagant cars. Vroom vroom! Start your engines because President Trump's car collection will not disappoint. The revolving list of vehicles has included everything top of the line and have included amongst many the unique Mercedes SLR McLaren, vintage Cadillacs, and in the past few years, he's been seen behind the wheel of an up-to-date Phantom Saloon from Rolls-Royce. But way before that, he had a 1956 Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud, both totaling more than $1 million combined. And of course, no Trump list would be complete without a 24-karat something. For the Donald loves to profess his love for all things gold and luxury. President Trump is the proud owner of an Orange County Choppers custom-made motorcycle that features parts made from gold. It may not be a car, but it has wheels and it sure is ridiculous. So it is worth mentioning. Why on earth did Trump decide to run for president? His life sounds pretty sweet. Does he even know how to budget? What if he decides to name the White House the Gold House and shower it in gold? Here I am figuring out how to pay my Netflix subscription, but Mr. Trump is dipping strawberries in gold, sinks in gold, toilets in gold, lamps in gold. Maybe his hair is made of gold too. That's why it's so shiny and kind of strange. Really strange. A gilded helicopter. To our point, does this man shower everything in gold? He did the same thing with his chopper, because who wants a regular chopper? Boring. The Donald loves to play golf, and what better way to make a grand entrance at a golf course than with a chopper? This year, Trump gave his Sikorsky S-76 helicopter a complete, you guessed it, golden makeover. It cost him about $750,000 to renovate with as much 24-karat gold plating on the interior of the chopper. The total cost of the helicopter is $7 million. Talk about practical. This, of course, is one of Trump's many helicopters. The same interior designer to give the gold makeover to the heli did the Boeing 757, the famous Eric Roth from Long Island. Unfortunately for the Donald, he can no longer fly his golden butterfly chopper. He is forced to fly those frumpy, dumpy government helicopters that do not have gold toilets or bidets. Cue the world's smallest violin as President Trump boards Marine One, the official presidential helicopter. MAR-A-LAGO Country Club. There's something undeniable about President Trump. The man loves gold, and he also sure does have vision. In 1985, he purchased a mansion built in 1924 by serial heiress Marjorie Merriweather Post for $10 million. Trump lived on the property for 10 years, but he had bigger plans for it. He converted it to an exclusive private club known today as MAR-A-LAGO Country Club. The club sits on 17 acres of prime South Florida real estate. It has a staggering 58 bedrooms, 33 bathrooms, 12 fireplaces, and 3 bomb shelters. It's where one of his children and many of his friends' children get married and celebrate milestones. He even holds controversial official meetings there, and it is now being called White House South. Go figure. Club members reportedly used to pay a $100,000 initiation fee and annual dues of $14,000, along with taxes and an annual food minimum of $2,000 for the privilege of using the facilities like this pool. On January 1st, following Trump's November victory, the inauguration fee has reportedly increased to $200,000. Trump reportedly made $14 million from the country club last year. But of course, no Trump anecdote is complete without a little bit of controversy. The POTUS got into a quarrel with local authorities because Mar-A-Lago's American flag was almost double the height that local regulations allowed it to be. Trump sued for $25 million, claiming his right to free speech was being violated. He ultimately settled with authorities, bringing the flag 10 feet down. If the Trump name is on it, it must be the best. A suburban retreat with a leftover state park. Mar-A-Lago in Florida is not the president's only relaxation retreat. Closer to the Trump's gilded New York City penthouse is a 213-acre property in Bedford, New York called Seven Springs. The 39,000 square foot stone and glass mansion serves as a suburban home base for himself, his wife Melania, and their son Barron. Who do you think are the happiest neighbors of Mr. Trump? That's right, the Seven Springs neighbors, because Trump seldom visits the property, especially since becoming president, and so they have been spared the hassles of presidential security clearances. The stately home has historically been renowned for its orangery. It has had famously wealthy previous residents who gave notoriety to the property for citrus fruit in the winter, lavish parties including a bowling alley in the basement. Mr. Trump wanted to turn the land purchased into a golf course country club, similar to his Mar-A-Lago project, but local pressure did not allow him to do so. Therefore, it remains a private retreat home for him and his family. The remainder of the land that he did not use to develop onto his private property, he donated to the state of New York and is now known as Donald J. Trump State Park. Because isn't that what we all do with our leftover land? A few of the world's most expensive golf courses. By now, we know that Trump likes expensive things, such as gold and expensive cars and homes, but we have not yet talked about his favorite sport, golf. President Trump may be the most passionate golfer ever elected to the White House. If one likes golf, maybe a person would buy new clubs or new golf shoes on a special occasion. Not Trump. He likes to collect golf courses. Trump owns several of the world's most expensive golf courses. That includes golf courses in Dubai, 2 of which are under construction and positioned to be the most luxurious and expensive of the world, all the way to Scotland, the birthplace of the sport, as well as Ireland and all over the United States, including the Los Angeles Golf Course, which is one of the most expensive in the world and cost $250 million to build. Each golf course comes with a state-of-the-art country club and amenities that are too many to count, or even think about. Expect a lot of gold, beige, and rose pink, as you would with anything Trump. Another side of his relationship with golf, though, manifests itself in the various golf courses he owns around the world. His 17 courses give the world an insight into what he values in the game. Melania's ring. As Beyoncé says, if you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. And since President Trump liked Melania, he did just that. However, in true Trump style, his current wife's engagement ring is one of the most expensive diamonds in the world. That's right, the world. How many hungry people could that ring feed? That is what the public was asking via Twitter when Melania's official White House portrait was released, which casually features her beautiful diamond ring. The glimmer of that high carat count had a ferocious response on social media. The graph-cut 15-carat ring is worth what experts estimate to be $2 to $3 million. While it may not be Trump's, it is he who put it on Melania's finger. So we will count it as one of the things that President Trump owns. Melania has become a target for taxpayers to protest, given that they are footing the bill for her choice to live in New York City, instead of at the White House. Politics aside, I'm just glad he didn't try to gold-plate her too. The greatest book ever sold. As if real estate, golf courses, and TV shows weren't enough, President Trump also authored the bestseller The Art of the Deal. Trump calls it the #1 best-selling business book of all time, a false statement by any standard. He wrote it in 1987 along with journalist Tony Schwartz. The book has sold over 1 million copies, and with his presidency and increased limelight, the sales will continue and have continued to increase. Now that's passive income. Although it's not something he owns, it is something he wrote that continues to bring him wealth. And it is also ridiculous. So this is by all means something ridiculous that Donald Trump owns. It's worth reading an excerpt written by the man who is notorious for knowing how to man the media. I got a call from a reporter asking whether or not it was true that Prince Charles had purchased an apartment in Trump Tower. I refused to confirm or deny the rumor. That was all the media needed. The man knows how to use controversy to his advantage. Maybe we could all take a page from his book. Trump Organization. Trump's source of income is Trump Organization, his company, which has different business models such as the production that created Celebrity Apprentice and The Apprentice, real estate investment and management, golf courses, all which he claims are worth $4 billion. The president said via Twitter before being sworn in that he would be leaving his business and focusing only on leading the country. He said legal documents were in the works. Said proceedings have been postponed several times. We go back to the same question: what does Trump Organization actually do? According to the Wall Street Journal, roughly half, at least $304 million of the revenue Mr. Trump reported in a federal financial disclosure form earlier this year came from assets held in 96 different LLCs. That is a lot of different companies. To make matters more complex, several news reports indicate that Trump Organization has received payments from foreign countries that are not in alliance to the United States. There are allegations that Russia has funded Trump golf courses. Mind is blown. Only time will tell what will happen to the hodgepodge that is Trump Organization. One thing is for sure, I would not like to be the person sorting all of this out. It sounds complicated, and just talking about it gives me a golden headache. Well, don't you think that George Washington would have been proud? If our founding fathers could tweet from the afterlife, just what would those 140 characters look like? We'll leave you in the comments section with those very important questions to answer. Adios and God bless America.